Hello everyone, welcome to LUKMAAN IAS. Today we are going to have the Hindu analysis of 19th May 2021. Okay, so let us see which are the important articles in today's The Hindu newspaper. For mains purpose, these are the articles. For prelims purpose, these are the articles. In the end, Cyclone Tauktae related developments, international help reaching India to deal with this COVID-19 pandemic second wave, and lastly some daily prelims MCQ practice MCQs that we are giving you on the basis of today's current affairs development. Let us take overview of all these articles. First, a stormy start on page number 6, editorial page. The context of the article is this cyclone Tauktae that visited India from Indian Ocean, Arabian Sea, we can say that, and impacted on the life and property on the coastal states especially, and today we are seeing the huge rainfall in Delhi also as a remnant of this cyclone Tauktae. So this is how the impact of this cyclones, tropical cyclones, and increased frequency of these extreme weather events that is happening. So how we can manage such kind of natural disasters. The article is talking about the way forward in disaster management, and from GS1 paper, geography part, natural hazards, yes, such extreme weather events and climate change. This is how we have to take input here. Then planning for future waves of the pandemic. This is also the article which is providing the challenges involved in effectively controlling and managing the pandemic and its subsequent waves, and some suggestions, good suggestions are given by the expert in this field. So that becomes important for our governance perspective GS2 paper. Specifically prelims related development, electoral bonds worth 695 crore rupees sold during recent assembly elections. That's why it is in news. The fact is also important for mains examination. But yes, electoral bond scheme, again the revision of this particular scheme, this is in news since last 2-3 months. It can be asked in prelims examination. So basics about electoral bond scheme, we will revise that part. And new naming system for virus variants will be soon declared by World Health Organization. So why there is need of such a new naming system for virus variants, and on what basis it will be there, and the present system that we have for naming such variants. Okay, that becomes important for our prelims examination. Lastly, international help to manage and control pandemic in India, and cyclone Tauktae related developments, and daily prelims MCQs in the end. Yes, let us go into details of all these articles. First article, stormy start. So stormy refers to this cyclone Tauktae. Start, why we are saying start? Because this is the first such cyclone of this year before pre-monsoon times, and a similar kind of, let's say, trend that we are observing last year also, cyclone Nisarg, we observed such kind of cyclones are being formed in a pre-monsoon time period in Arabian Sea region. Okay, so this is how we have to understand the present context. Cyclone Tauktae, extremely severe cyclonic storm. Yes, this cyclone Tauktae name is given by Myanmar. This literally means a type of lizard in Burmese language. It is given by the country Myanmar. Okay, cyclone Tauktae, it is named for lizard. Yes, it has caused loss of life and property in Kerala, Karnataka, Goa, Maharashtra and Gujarat, and we have to understand the impact. And then double jeopardy that people are facing: first, fast spreading virus variant, and second, unrelenting storm. So these states faced the double jeopardy, let's say two such pandemics, or one pandemic, second cyclone storm that states are facing, people are facing. Similar kind of, let's say, experience last year, these states faced severe cyclonic storm Nisarg hit Alibag in Maharashtra. So kind of, let's say, deja vu that people are facing here of these states. Analysis: more frequent extreme weather events originating in Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea every year. Such kind of trend that many such climate scientists are saying that it is because of global warming and climate change. Okay, such extreme weather events are going to increase. Yes, on 16th May 2021, the Hindu analysis, we talked everything about this tropical cyclones from prelims as well as mains perspective. For more information, you can refer to that, the Hindu analysis video, 16th May. In that, we also talked about the ratio of cyclones originating in Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea. So, on an average, total 5 cyclones we experience originating in Indian Ocean region, or we can say marginal seas of Indian Ocean region, Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal. Among them, 4 originate from Bay of Bengal and 1 from Arabian Sea. This is the ratio, but more cyclones are being observed from Arabian Sea in recent times, and because of global warming and climate change phenomenon. Next, how well India is prepared to handle cyclones depends on developing greater expertise in forecasting, first thing. Second thing is that disaster mitigation, and third is crafting policies to increase resilience among the communities. So, disaster resilience, or we can say that the resilient infrastructure and the communities, how they can mitigate this impact of disaster, this is also important. So, India is prepared to handle cyclone. This preparation depends on these 3 factors. Then last year in 2020, India Meteorological Department launched impact based cyclone warning system from October-December season. This impact based cyclone warning system focuses on, let us say, district wise or location based, micro location based impact, and reduce economic loss because of such cyclone impact. So, yes, it takes into consideration various factors and analyze the impact of the cyclone, and accordingly such warning is given at local level. So, this is a good thing. Along with that, IMD also claimed that the accuracy of the forecast, for instance, in plotting landfall location is now better. So, yes, warning system, and we can understand such kind of forecasting system is good regarding cyclones. IMD has developed such proficiency in that, and a way forward, a multi-sectoral approach is required. What is that? To build sturdy homes of suitable design, create adequate storm shelters, second thing, provide accurate early warnings, third thing, and ensure financial protection against calamities through insurance for property and assets. Such 4 points should be written whenever we are talking about the natural disasters like cyclones. Okay. So, for tropical cyclones, as a way forward, you can write these points. Yes. Now, what kind of question we can expect in GS1 as well as 3 paper? Disaster management related topic in GS3 paper, such kind of question, and in 1 specifically they will talk about the climate change and the climatological phenomenon related to tropical cyclone and its formation. Okay, so frequent weather events is reality with which we have to live in future. You can just talk about explaining this particular statement by giving justification of climate change and global warming as a reason. With reference to increasing cyclonic activities in Indian Ocean in recent years, discuss the need of effective disaster mitigation and adaptation strategies. So, in this manner you can take input some existing strategies that we have and way forward here. Okay. Now, moving on to next article, planning for future waves of the pandemic. Such kind of planning requires analysis of the challenges involved in effective control and management of such pandemic in future. So, what are these challenges, and then we can provide the measures required. First thing, surveillance strategy. You need to understand that at present why the governments are failing to deal effectively with this pandemic is because of poor, weaker surveillance and review mechanism strategy that we have. That means underreporting of the cases of infection, as well as we can say that deaths that are happening because of COVID-19 disease. This is actually impacting the modeling system. Okay, all these models, they are failing because of such underreporting and the lack of appropriate data availability. This is very important, because when such data is available, then the models can project the exact, let's say, projection regarding when this particular wave will peak and it will decline, or we can say plateau. All this information can be given by the models when the appropriate exact data, clear data is available. This is not available, so surveillance strategy is the problem. Low vaccine production capacity at present, it is resulting into demand supply mismatch, and because of that, at present we are seeing that many states like Maharashtra, they have stopped vaccination for the younger age group of 18 to 44. With newer variants of concern emerging, it is important to update the vaccines. Yes, this is also a challenge, and therefore continuous, we can say that the DNA, we can say, or genome sequencing of such cases and its samples should be continuously happening, and such kind of, let's say, update of vaccine is also important in the country. More zoonotic diseases in the recent year. Yes, in recent times, since 2009, WHO has declared such 6 zoonotic diseases at world level as let's say important concerns, or we can say that variants of concerns or viruses of concern. Such zoonotic diseases are going to increase in near future, and therefore India is also going to face such pandemics in future. We need to be prepared for that. And lastly, public health workforce is overburdened and understaffed. So, to deal with any kind of public health crisis such as this COVID-19 pandemic, we need to have strong public health workforce for appropriate response to such kind of pandemic. Now, in this, to deal with these challenges, appropriate way forward, for example, surveillance and review mechanism should be strengthened. This is very important, and whatever the data that is being gathered, that should be exact, accurate data, and that should be made in a transparent way, that should be made available to the people in a transparent way, so that the trust of the people in the administration and governance also increases. Then genomic sequences in real time, so that whatever the variants of these viruses are emerging, that can be dealt immediately. Instead, what we are seeing at present is what the double mutant variant that developed in India. Even though such genome sequencing happened, and the scientists and the public health experts, they also talked about the increased transmissibility of this double mutant variant. However, the government did not work upon this. At the same time, we need to also tweak our vaccines to effectively deal with the new variants. Right. So, central government should reach out to all vaccine manufacturing firms in the Western countries, invite them to collaborate with Indian firms under Make in India program. Now, this is good thing. Accordingly, there will be more production of vaccine, and this is good for both for domestic supply as well as export of this vaccine in the international market. This will create a soft image of India at the world level, because yes, India has some kind of, let's say, added advantage in the pharma industry, and therefore such vaccine production will be cheap and cost effective, economical, and such economical vaccines will be made available to the developing and underdeveloped countries. Greater financial allocations, stepping up systems and expand vaccination, applied research, enhancing effective communication and monitoring effectiveness. This is going to get important in future, and therefore will be more effective in dealing with future pandemics. Okay, so financial allocations especially for applied research and expanded vaccination infrastructure, along with that the effective communication with the people and monitoring that effectiveness. Feedback mechanism, this is also important. We need to adopt one health agenda or one health approach. One health approach integrates the environmental health and the animal health with human health. This kind of approach is being promoted at the world level by WHO, UNEP, and therefore this approach in future should be adopted in any kind of public health planning in future in India also. It is essential to hire frontline workers in public health. This is very important. Whatever the, let's say, functions at present that in public health or health sector, doctors and nurses, they are being overburdened. So this frontline workers in public health will be very much helpful, especially for the vaccination drives, asking people or convincing people to take vaccines. At the same time, when any kind of, let's say, communication strategy, awareness strategy of the government can be implemented by such frontline workers. So indirectly it is reducing the burden on the actual public health workers like doctors and nurses. Okay, so such kind of way forward can be provided here. What kind of question we can expect here? Discuss the challenges involved in effectively tackling future pandemic waves and suggest measures to control and manage them. Always prepare for such kind of straightforward questions in whatever the COVID-19 related governance, planning and measures, all these are required. Prepare 1 page, 2 page notes for this and add continuously whatever the enrichment that we are doing on daily basis through this The Hindu analysis related to these topics. Fine? Okay. Moving on, specifically prelims related article, electoral bonds worth rupees 695 crore sold during recent elections. So yes, this is the RTI reply by SBI. So yes, this is the highest ever for any assembly elections since the scheme started in 2018. So you need to remember this particular fact. For GS2 mains paper also, we are always discussing this particular electoral bond scheme when we are talking about funding of elections in India, right? So yes, basics about this electoral bond scheme for prelims examination, this information is important. What is this scheme? This scheme was introduced with finance bill in 2017, union budget 2017. These electoral bonds are actually, let's say, the bonds which are being sold at some dedicated SBI branches, and these will be issued in the multiples of rupees 1000, 10,000, rupees 1 lakh and 1 crore. There are 4 denominations: 1000, 10,000, 1 lakh and 1 crore. Fine? Okay. Now, donor with KYC, know your customer compliant account, can purchase the bonds and can then donate them to the party or individual of their choice. Accordingly, yes, the receiver can encash the bonds through the party's verified account. Okay, verified account in the sense Election Commission of India verifies that account of party. Then electoral bond will be valid only for 15 days. That means once it is bought by the donor, then within 15 days it has to be given to the political party, and political party needs to encash that bond. All these things should happen within 15 days. Otherwise that bond is not valid. Then first 10 days of January, April, July and October, that is the quarters of 1 year, has been specified by government for purchase of electoral bonds. An additional period of 30 days shall be specified by government in year of Lok Sabha election, general elections. Any party that is registered under section 29A of RPA 1951 and has secured at least 1% of the votes polled in the most recent general elections or the assembly elections is eligible to receive electoral bonds. That means not all political parties are eligible. Those who have secured at least 1% votes polled during most recent assembly election or general elections to the Lok Sabha, right. Then the electoral bonds will not bear the name of the donor. That means the anonymity of donor is ensured here, right. At the same time, the donor will get tax deductions and recipient or the political party will get tax exemption after the tax returns are filed by the political party. In one of the judgment in 2019, Supreme Court asked all the political parties to submit details of donations received through electoral bonds to Election Commission of India in a sealed packet. It also asked Finance Ministry to reduce the window of purchase of electoral bonds from 10 days to 5 days. That means here first 10 days, this we talked about, this is reduced to 5 days now after such directions by the Supreme Court, right. You need to know some factual information. We can expect question in prelims examination. This scheme has been in news in last 6 months. Yes, new naming system for virus variants will be soon put in place by World Health Organization. Yes, system of naming of coronavirus variants drawn from the way tropical cyclones are named. Yes, on the 16th May, the Hindu analysis, recently we discussed how these tropical cyclones are named. This naming system, on the similar manner, these variants of coronaviruses can be named. This new system will be soon put in place by World Health Organization. Why? First reason, this is to not to stigmatize and incentivize countries from making their sequencing results public. At the same time, it will also be easier for common public to remember rather than these complicated lineage numbers. At present, a different kind of alphanumeric, let's say, lineage numbering system is there for naming of these virus variants. So that's why only experts and those who have the technical knowledge understand about this virus, why they are named like this variants. However, the common people do not understand that, and that's why to understand by the common people such kind of naming will be given. Then at present, virus names and their associated diseases have frequently been named after geographical places where outbreaks were first reported or samples first isolated, such as West Nile virus or Ebola virus. Okay, for example, some of the strains of COVID-19 virus like UK strain or South African strain or Brazilian strain, Indian strain, double mutant strain, such names have been associated with the geographical area, country, the country. So to avoid that, the new naming system will be there. Okay, we will have follow up on this when WHO unveils such naming system. International help to deal with pandemic. Bangladesh sent a large consignment of medicines and protective gears to India. So this will be second such consignment of assistance from Bangladesh. Then cyclone Tautay follow up. At least 13 people were killed in Gujarat as cyclone Tautay damaged roads, power lines, trees and buildings. We can understand landfall of the cyclone happened in Gujarat and now it is weakening by 19th May. The Navy and Coast Guard have so far rescued 320 people on board 2 barges in the Arabian Sea near Mumbai. So yes, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guards, they are continuously working to rescue people, relocate people in the coastal states. For further information about tropical cyclone, please refer to the Hindu analysis of 16th May 2021. In that particular analysis, we have discussed everything that is relevant to tropical cyclones formation in geography part, and at the same time from mains perspective, we also understood why more cyclones activity happened in Bay of Bengal and less in Arabian Sea, and we also discussed specific about this cyclone Tautay. Fine? Okay. So yes, these are the practice prelims MCQs on today's articles that we discussed, like this electoral bond scheme and this one cyclone Tautai. So this particular document is provided, this link to this document is provided in the description of this video. You can download that, you can attempt these MCQs, you can give the answers in the comment box of this video. At the same time, the explanation to these MCQs in detail is provided on day-to-day basis on our Telegram channel. So to join the Telegram channel, such link is provided in the description of this video. So you can join this Telegram channel where on the daily basis current affairs document, the Hindu analysis videos, other such videos we are providing at LUKMAAN IAS on the daily basis. You can receive that also. Also, to get the notification on the daily basis regarding these videos that we are providing, subscribe to LUKMAAN IAS YouTube channel also. Okay, yes. So these were important articles from today's The Hindu newspaper. As we know that UPSC prelims has been postponed to 10th October 2021. Now LUKMAAN IAS has come up with test series program for ethics paper, polity paper, as well as overall general studies and essay paper, as well as public administration optional. To know more about this test series, you can contact LUKMAAN IAS. Thank you.